Greetings and hallucinations to all you folks out there. We're back with another live cast on Saturday. This one is going to be on the map Corona. It's between a fairly high rank group of people. We got between 1,200 and 2,000 ranking. Let me bump the speed down here for just a minute and then we will introduce the teams here. We got to wait for everybody to get in. People already messaging me on the FAF client. Brink, you're 2 minutes late. Oh my goodness, come on guys. Alright. Get a little thing posted in chat there and we are good to go. Well, at least that means that everybody is on board with the fact that I have a stream at 6 p.m. Eastern United States time. I have no less than 3 people in the Forged Alliance Forever client reminding me that I am 1 minute late starting the stream. I am so sorry, guys, but it is good to feel love. Let's go ahead and introduce these guys, get through this game, which is going to be full of cheese. I can tell you that right now. And then once we get through with this one, we will actually play a game on this map. On the north side, we have Gugui. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce his name. Apparently a 3-year-old has hit the FAF client and achieved the rank of 1400. He is taking Aeon. Then we've got Teka Jim. He is 1600 taking Cybran. Luker, 1900, the ranking member of the Northside team, taking Seraphim. And West Mania, 1500, Cybran on the right-hand side. On the south, we have the Mighty Herc. He is 1200 taking UEF. This is going to be Speed 2, 2000 ranking player on the South team. He is taking Cybran, as any high-ranking person should. Then we've got Taquito taking Aeon for once. That is a weird one, because usually Taquito is Cybran all the way. And then last but certainly not least, Stoops. He is taking Seraphim on the left flank. This is a very different playing map. If I had to pick an air slot, it would be this one, but really this map tends to be, hey, fend for yourself and scale the game up accordingly. Right now, it is early in the game, and we do have a T1 bomber coming through. This is going to be a small amount of early aggression, maybe pick off an engineer or 3, kind of hovering in weight of that T1 scout that is now flying across here. No clumps of engineers, unfortunately. Oh, he is going to wing over to this side right as all these engineers spread out, so nope, no bomb dropped. Well, apparently this bomber is a dud. He is just going to fly through the entire base. There's one kill. We can rest in peace that this bomber has actually paid for itself, and then a little bit because we do have 3 kills on it. Maybe he'll get a few on the return trip. So basically everybody spreads out and tries to cover their lanes, so to speak, quote unquote. There's enough open ground here. 4 kills on that bomber now. There is enough open ground that you can't really effectively turtle that well. You do end up having to build a lot of combat units. It's a very well designed map, if I do say so myself. Couple of Mantis over on the left side. We do have Speed 2 forcing his ACU up into the middle. And guys, I am not 5 minutes late. I was almost exactly 1.5 minutes late. I do apologize, but still, it's not that bad. It shouldn't have started in the middle of a sentence. I waited quite a bit before I started talking. Anyway, all that aside, those Mantis are going to kind of park up here on the mesa. There is a fair amount of reclaim on this map. Rocks here and there and hither and yon. You can see them scattered around the map as we pan around here. Those Mantis are guarding a small deposit and a mass extractor, which that team will not be able to claim until they can kill those things. A few tanks out this side. And it looks like we do have some land factories planned. It's going to be 2 engineers building all of those, and that's going to give plenty of build power right on the front lines there to get some tanks up towards the north side. Looking at the rankings, let's see, we've got 14, 16, 15, and 19, and then we have a 1200, 2 1200s on the south team. Ooh, that is a slight rank disadvantage. More than a little bit, but maybe Speed can make up for it with his OP-ness. Speed is going to push as we speak, trying to take a gym. There are a few tanks moving in from Luker. Not really a whole lot, though. 1 overcharge will eliminate a pair of those, and then there's not much left. Speed sitting on exactly full health, while Tega is down 75%. So this is not a good situation to be in. His teammates need to come give him a hand, because otherwise he is going to go down very, very quickly. Let's see, 9,000 to 5,000. There is enough of a damage difference here that the nuke is not going to pull a mutual KO, which is not good at all. Stoops pushing his tanks up as well. We're going to see an early kill here. As a comm block with a Mantis, ACU moving around the terrain here, trying to get out of range of the firing, but I don't think he is going to be able to get out of reach there. Those ACUs are just way too close together. 26 to 74. Lots of T1 moving over from Googooey. I'm just going to call him Goog from now on. Speed, I don't think Speed's going to get out of this one, actually. Luker is going to die, that much is sure, but that's going to leave Speed with a sub 2,000, sub 3,000 health ACU, and if he gets the kill, there it is, yeah, 1,900 health, and he's got to get through all of those tanks. Not good at all. We have Jesters coming in from Westmania. That is also going to be a problem. Air there. Well, we do have heavy interceptor coverage from his team, which is very, very nice. 13-12. That Jester wreaking havoc on the health of this commander. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Speed is down. Repeat, speed is down. Although, honestly, that was a good trade, because we got the 2,000 for a 1,600, and it's now up to these guys, basically down to Taquito to kill everyone. Let's hope that Mighty Heretic and Stups can pull their weight in this game. The Jesters are moving southward. There is no anti-air on this side, and just about all the interceptors for the south side team got killed off in that explosion. Heavy air domination by the north side. These guys are going to have to think about T2 and some mobile flak sooner rather than later. Red is getting engineers over here to start capping some of these mexes, and it looks like Taquito is pulling an engineer in to reclaim, not to cap. Well, hey, if you need mass instantaneously, that is the best way to go after all, though I don't know. I tend to still cap the mexes, because usually these guys will have T2 mexes, and when you try to build your own mexes on top of them, then you reclaim the mass points, which are worth a whole lot of mass. So, yeah, that usually works out pretty well. Red is going to be on top of that, though. Picking up the Hydro first. That's a weird decision there. There are a few tanks out front for Taquito, but not nearly enough to stop Orange and Gray. At this point, I would honestly recommend pushing both ACUs very, very hard, because if they double team this right-hand side, they can actually collapse the entire south team through this passage. But it looks like Orange is going to go for Taquito directly. Luker having none of that skirting the edges business. He's going to go in, go hard, or go home. Go in and go hard, or go home. Ambiguous modifiers are not pretty. And we do have some mechs being claimed, or rather reclaimed, going down for Goog. He is, let's see, 2 T2 mechs and a third and fourth upgrading, making good use of that temporary income. I was actually having this discussion with a couple of people over the last few days as far as making use of reclaim, because basically you have to balance out upgrading your permanent income with temporary income and how much more combat presence you need. Because if you convert 100% of your reclaim into a stronger combat presence on a bigger map, it might not necessarily be enough to push you through to a win, and then you're left with a crippled economy compared to your opponent, who used his temporary income to upgrade his permanent income in the form of mexes and PGens, which is kind of the more long-term strategy and works better on larger maps. This is a 10k. I would kind of put this in the latter category. It could work either way, though. Depends on exactly how much reclaim you have. This pool has dried up, and this pool has also dried up, except for a couple of random PGens. So now it's basically just a 3 versus 3 struggle to see who can pull out of this one ahead. Orange is getting into Red's base, which is not good for the Southern team at all. We have a tank drop here. Actually, one engineer in the mix. Not sure what that guy is going to be up to. Maybe build a radar or something like that. ACU moving to the left to defend his holdings on that side. We do have T2 point defense going down on the north, so that is going to be a fire base in placement to hold Stups at bay. Red pinning down the last of those tanks, and engineers dying left and right to those Thams moving in. That's honestly the best thing those Thams can do, is murder all of the build power, because no build power means no ability to use any kind of mass, and that is dangerous right there. A T1 point defense being built within range of all of the mexes here. Well, two of the mexes anyway, two of the mexes and some of the build power. More tanks dropped off, Zooies as well, which is going to take out a little bit of power, but nothing too incredibly damaging. Red has now scaled up his tank production enough to stop all of that nasty business, and we do have some Ilshivas on the front for Taquito, so he's going to be able to lock down his base as well. On the right-hand side, Red has actually taken this opportunity to try to push some units up this side. He's killed 3 mass extractors so far. Unfortunately, T2 gunship and Corsairs are going to play havoc with those units, but yeah, significant amount of damage there. I am not going to fault him in the slightest for trying to push while his opponent was ferrying all of those units over here. And speaking of, hello Thams, nice to see you again. Too bad there wasn't a T1 artillery, because a single Lobo shot in here would have done a cataclysmic amount of damage to that group of units, bunched up as they are. That is the one awesome thing about T1 transports. You can actually, or T2 for that matter, you can actually ground fire T1 mobile artillery on the area where the transport is landing and take out units before they even drop from the transport. As you impact the top side, the AoE reaches through the transport, if I'm not totally mistaken. Alright then. Red has defended his base once again, but you can notice the scarcity of engineers here. He has got another group of units moving up, and this time we have the handy-dandy mobile flak. So good on him for better unit mix this time. Hopefully he'll be able to defend himself from those gunships. Corsairs have come down to the south side. They are now hammering away at that ACU. Thankfully, Taquito has swift winds. That means he is going to be able to dominate that group of interceptors, even with inferior numbers. You can see them falling left and right. Couple of losses on the swift winds, but overall, swift winds are such vastly stronger units than interceptors are that you can usually come out pretty dang far ahead, even against high odds. The maneuverability is the key thing there. Swift winds can just turn so much more quickly than the interceptors can. Red taking heavy losses to these Ilshivas, combination of T2 bombers and land units, eliminating the vast majority of those. Only 2 units left, killing off some build power and re-killing one of those mass extractors, but that is going to be it for the Crimson Invasion. I spy swift winds. Do we have any anti-air? We do. There is mobile flak, but it is behind the ACU, and the mobile flak projectiles are so slow that if you line up your swift winds properly, they will not actually be able to kill the Mercies before they convert into the quote-unquote missile mode headed for the ACU. So what I'm anticipating here, if Green can push his units up and break that shield, potentially even kill the anti-air. Oh, I did not see that. Never mind, there is a stationary flak out front. Those Mercies will never get there. I was looking at the mobile in the back. If he can break that shield and take down that forward flak, that ACU would be a prime target for a hit. And he is getting probably the T3 upgrade, maybe? Maybe. We'll have to see. T2 fighter bombers moving out to the left, probably in response to that drop that was just laid down over there. It's all T1 tanks though, so not anything to be tremendously worried about. Those guys are going to pull back. Keep in mind, Taquito does have enough swift winds to deny most forms of air snipes as they come in. We have not hit the stage where he has to worry about strap bombers yet, and he's just going to let that happen. Noth is taking out all of those T1 tanks without any resistance whatsoever. Not worth losing any swift winds over. Debating the value of your air units versus a handful of T1 tanks, I think there's a pretty obvious winner there. Alright, Red is being pushed back once again. We've got a combined force from Westmania and Lucre, and a handful of Rhinos and a couple of Ilshivas moving in. I think Red does have enough to stop that, especially considering the fact that his factories are right there. He'll be able to pull his combat units back into the factories. I spy a Sparky. It's been a while since I've seen one of those guys on the field. Kudos to him for getting that thing out there. But he should be able to deny that as long as he uses his factories for meat shields. Alright, I think we're seeing the push. We've got units moving up on the left side. Taquito sending some obsidians, which are going to be super tanky tanks. Be able to shrug off a few oblivion shots as these guys are moving in. And the Ilshiv is backing it all up. This is probably going to be the end of this fire base. T2 point defense going down there. This is the point where your ACU should be spamming the ever-living hell out of T1 point defense. That was actually resource allocation that was going down earlier. So that's a T2 RAS commander. And that is a tack launcher. Impact on the ACU, 8,000 health and mercies. Well done. Combination fire from Stoops and Taquito. Taking out the forward anti-air, hitting the ACU with a tack launcher, and even though the mobile shields came in, that was an awesome job from Goog putting those mobile shields up next to his commander. I feel awful every time I say that. Such terribleness. I was warned about this desync, and this replay has been watched all the way through. The desync is only for one person, and it does not affect the replay, so ignore that one. Yeah, so anyway, awesome combination attack over there. I think we can say that enough was said about that. So we've got T2 P-Gens going down for Taquito. He's probably going to need to make the shift to T3 Air soon. We're at 18 minutes into the game, and there is a T3 Air Scout out for Westmania, who, as of yet, is not building any strap bombers, but I am sure that is on the agenda very, very soon. See, gray and orange still up in the front here. Throwing down a couple of T1 anti-airs as Mercy preventions, and there goes Mercies, taking out a whopping 2 units right there. Not exactly a good investment, but hey, if you got them to throw away, why not? There is a tack launcher there as well. I'm not sure if you saw it. This tack launcher did take a couple of pot shots at some units up this way. Nothing too super effective. Got to see what the range is on that. Why did you build energy storage around your tack launcher? That makes literally 0 sense. There is no adjacency bonus, and it puts an explosive building next to your valuable tack launcher. Unless maybe he thought that it was, power storage, or power generators, I'm not sure. Alright, T1 point defense going down. There is an Oblivion turret there. And the ACU is paused. Resource allocation upgrade canceled. That is going to hurt Taquito, having to move his commander in order to avoid taking heavier losses to that T2 group. That is a shame to see. And now we have Nothas heading in. Let's take a count on the Swift Winds. That is going to be 14. I think that's plenty to deny a T2 bomber snipe. Unfortunately, he does not have any of this scouted. Here comes Westmania. That is harrowing. He does have stealth, but right through the middle of all those Swift Winds, and he has the Mazer. Boom! That is fantastic. Westmania, you have made my heart smile today. There's a warm spot in my soul for anyone who pulls off a telemazer, not a telemazer, a mazer kill off of a stealth drop through enemy territory against superior air coverage. That is brutal, a huge risk, but in the end, well worth it. Down to 3,700 health. He dipped well below 25% health on that one before he died. Before Taquito died, but hey, it works. We can't critique it if it works. Notha's coming in. Going to try to knock out that T3 HQ, obviously stopping production of the unit inside it once it takes the hit. We have mobile missile launchers up on the embankment doing the same. If that T3 HQ goes down, obviously he loses production capabilities on his other support factory. Engineers desperately trying to heal that thing up against the fire of those mobile missile launchers. And it looks like Strat Bomber is going to finish it off. That is going to be the end of Red's big offensive. He's got a Percival, 2 Percivals, and a couple of T1 mobile artillery up here. Maybe he'll be able to take out the T3 HQ of Luker. That is a T2. My bad. T2 HQ of Luker, but nope. Nothas for the win. Does he have any anti-air in this? None. 0. Nada anti-air. Probably counting on Taquito's swift winds to keep everything safe, and now there is no air. There is a single interceptor trying to chase that Strat Bomber around, which is going to land another hit there and go down. Good lord, that was a hard loss to take. Taquito absolutely the most critical person on this team at that point in time. Yes, we had T3 land on both sides, and that's tremendously helpful, but the swift winds were the only thing standing between them and certain doom. And now it is no longer there. That transport picking up the commander and moving back. No go for the T3 tanks over there. They could have killed Westmania. It would have worked out really, really well, but Orange is now dropping strat bombs left and right as well. Notha's coming in for the kill on that commander, and I think that is all she wrote, folks. Green is last man standing. I don't think there's anything that he can do to stop what is coming for him. He does have a SAM, which is going to delay things. Actually had a nuke defense down. Is there a nuke on the North team? There is not. That is a kind of wasteful thing to build at 23 minutes. Mass definitely could have gone to better uses on that one. But hey. Alright, 2 versus 1, and I think that's it. Let's go ahead and bump the speed up. I think we know how this one is going to conclude. It's just a matter of how he pulls off the kill. ACU getting an upgrade here. What you getting, folks? That is going to be T3. He's going to buy him back some of that HP, and it looks like he is going back to the transport with full health. Does that mean he's dropping? I think that probably means that he's dropping. Right here, he's got 1 T2 point defense. Strat Bomber coming in to lay down some damage on that commander. If he can get dropped, that is all it's going to take. There's the commander drop, and kaboom! Right inside his own shield. Westmania finishing off a second commander for the win on that one. Alright. Well, that was an up and down game right there. I thought the South team was going to pull a complete and total turnaround on it after the death of Goog up here on the north side. That was leaving this entire thing wide open. The sides of the South team had regained their positions, and everything was looking good. And then, bam! Mazer-Com out of nowhere. Nicely done by Westmania. Alright, we're going to quit out of this. Let me get my dink. Get this back over here. Let's host a game. FAF. And we're going to host up. What have we been doing? Let's do 600 to 1600. And we will do Corona. Hey yo. Alright, join up, folks. We're going to do randoms. And we need to do top versus bottom teams. I think that is probably the way to go. I really wouldn't count that as a steamroll, Warm Banana Peel. Also, on a side note, Warm Banana Peel is the most awkwardly disturbing YouTube name I've seen in a long time. I don't know why it's disturbing. There's nothing technically wrong with it, but I can just imagine how a warm banana peel would feel, and it's blech. Banana peel sitting out in the sun, rotting. Just ugh. Alright. Well, that was fast. And everyone is in the rank range. We're good to go. Alright, X up. Yes, if you end up being on the other team on this, please be the gentleman and turn off the stream. It is the proper thing to do. And I will say, I am only playing one game tonight because I already have tickets to Star Wars tonight. I am going to see the movie, and I am highly looking forward to it. I managed to avoid any spoilers so far. So I'm going to go see it tonight, and hopefully it will be a blast. Of course, Belle is going with me. Oh, there she is. Did not know that she was in the stream. Oh, wow. Yeah, I screwed up the title of the stream, didn't I? Crap. Oh well, too late now. I'll retitle it before it gets posted on the... Oh, crud. Alright, rehost. Anybody who missed the first time gets a second chance. Did the game break? My game broke. Yay! Someone crashed the game out. Alright, come here, task manager. I need you. End task. There we go. Task manager is like having your own slave. And it does things on the computer for you. Oh no, Darth Vader is dead? Ah! I should make Belle a moderator so she can permanently ban people from the chat who give spoilers. You know what? I should totally do that. Belle's bookshelf. Set user as moderator. There we go. Oh, man. I did see yesterday on the FAF client, there was a bunch of people, not a bunch of people, there were a couple of people who were getting kicked for hosting games with Star Wars spoilers in the name, which is utter complete bullcrap, but whatever. All right. Ready to go again. X and X and X and X. Of course, I gotta go random. Because random is life. And launch. There we go. Might help if I hit the launch button. Okay then. I did not draw the same slot I had before. Which side is my hydro on? Doesn't matter. Okay, so I am on the forward center slot. Should I do hardcore land spam build? I should totally do hardcore land spam build. What am I saying? Alright, so you are going to go up here. You're going to build one mechs. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Is my stuff spaced properly? Yes, it is. Oh, what did I do? What was that? Did my UI just break? Hold on. Okay, that was weird. I have no idea what happened there. I think somehow... Did I select both my ACU and my land factory somehow? Maybe that's what it was. Whoops. Epic fail to begin. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then we definitely need some reclaim going down in here. Alright. Then after that, we expand outwards. I think we're set. Let's see who's on our team. We got Spartan to the left. We got Blast Chilled. And we have Godinel. Means Chi, Jaguar, and Creature are on the other team. And Roke. I think we lost. In fact, I'm pretty sure we lost. But it's okay. Oh, look. Has no control of his mouse. Achieved had the same thing. What the crap is up? This makes no sense whatsoever. Alright, so we'll build that mass extractor with a engineer and then assist the ACU with that one to get our other factories online. Yes. And you will come up here to get some more mass extractors. Because reasons. Gotta get that reclaim. Where are you going? Oh, okay, I understand now. Obviously, we have to go down over there. Okay. T1 Bomber, that's nice to see. A little bit early aggression, that is also nice to see. Let's go ahead and get a Mantis rolling out here. We need Mass Extractor, Mass Extractor, Mass Extractor, and Reclaim. What is the ping? Yeah, tell me what the ping is, friend. You need, let's see, that and that. Yes, that looks good. That's fine. I got a Mantis coming out. Mech Marine will be no match. Actually, I can probably reclaim it faster. Hello. Goodbye. And that's all good. Okay, how's my little buddy over here? He is doing well. Okay. I think that is as good of a setup as we can ask for, to be completely honest. So let's go ahead and grab a mass extractor upgrade. Got plenty of power. Let's build a storage. And I'm thinking super aggressive commander. Maybe? Yes. Cyber and fire bases are worthless after all. Oh look, there's a little passage there that they can get through. That's awesome. Let's see what's up here. Hopefully we don't find an ACU. Once we have energy storage, we'll be able to push a little bit harder with the commander. Obviously, we've got Mantis, which means we have built-in build power for whatever projects we decide to pursue on our ACU. There is a bomber. Do not like bomber. But one of my teammates has plenty of air, so we're going to just leave that up to him. Hopefully he can get a scout out at some point. There's the ACU. I spy Roke. That's okay. Oh, there is achieved. Nope, that's creature. Sorry. Alright, so we're going to do that. Alright, get ready, folks. And there's the white ACU. Alright, so that was an utter and abysmal failure. But that's okay. We will move on with our lives. We can get another T2 Mass Extractor upgrade. It's going to put us in a little bit of a power deficit, but I think we'll be fine. Alright, assist him. Come on, we got to get this gun upgrade done here. ASAP. And then let's queue the stealth upgrade as well. So that makes us a little teeny bit more survivable. Once we get done with that, we are just going to powerhouse up through the middle. There are 3 commanders here, which is a little bit less than ideal. Well, now he knows I have gun upgrade. Come on, finish, 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 finish. Please, 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 please. Alright, got both upgrades. We're good. And you little engineers need to start reclaiming. There we go. And we'll go ahead and grab another one of these handy dandy things. Maybe get a T2 upgrade on a factory, actually. Let's do T2. Yes, let's do that. Oh, drop. There we go. Nice. That's right. You got your own problems to deal with, Purple. Don't bother me. Okay. Nice. We got 2 T1 point defense going down there, but the advantage to this is that since I am stealthed, I can just hammer them down from out of range. Oh, stop it. Alright, we're going to kill his build power. That'll do wonders for us. Holy crap, he's got all labs. I forgot about this. He swore he was going to play an all lab game. Couple of weeks ago, actually. He's now got T2 transports. Potential for T2 transports. That's not good for us. Alright, we should probably build a flak and 5 rhinos on repeat out of this. Silly Purple, thinking you can overwhelm my manta spam. Yep, let me back the hell up, because that's not safe at all. Although, thankfully, these interceptors are going to drop it in one pass, so... Yay! Once I get one flak up next to me, I'll be perfectly fine. And I am overflowing mass, good lord. Roke and Enel and Psycho. Does that mean it's on my end? Or are they having a LAN party somewhere? Let's stop production here. Let's do T2. Nope, everybody else is getting timeouts too. What on earth is up? We got 3 timeouts. Let's see. Achieve Jaguar, Blast Chill, Creature, and Spartan I have is minus 17. And then I've got plus 3 for Psycho Roke and Enel. Oh, crud. No! Don't do this to me. It's got to be me. Crap. Oh well. Looks like I gotta take the bullet on this one. Alright, let me get this back up here. If they decide to continue it, we'll at least see how it turns out. The problem with subs, as far as balance goes, is that this is probably going to desync. The problem with subs is that they have the potential to be super overpowered because they are underwater. So that's one of the things being addressed in the current balance changes, is because or what they're trying to do is emphasize the stealth feature. Like, they're playing around with different versions of nothing can see this unit unless requirements A and B are fulfilled or something like that. So rather than buffing damage or rather than buffing damage directly or HP directly, they're trying to emphasize more of a stealth role and turn them into kind of a naval raiding unit. So yes, Thomas, the stream is called Warhammer 40,000 because I totally forgot to change the name, which is probably why there's only 22 people watching and not more like there normally are. Because they're like, oh, there's a stream and it's a Warhammer stream, so I'm not going to watch that. Wow, I did have quite a wad of Mantis compared to what everyone else had. That early build, it doesn't give me very strong expansion, but you don't really need strong expansion in something like this. Alright, and now we're caught up to where the buffer will let us go. I know, Marissa, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like, what are they going to raid? There's nothing to raid in the water. Well, I don't know. It's an odd situation. Totally called it on the T2 Ghetto Gunships, though. That I did call. I was totally going to own the middle there. And stupid connection. I'm going to start a conspiracy theory that it was Roke, and Roke was upset that he lost the bet, and upset that he had to rely on ghetto gunships to try to kill me, so he just locked the game. Oh, okay, good. We're moving now. Maybe not. Okay, I think the game is dead. Game is officially dead. I do have time for one more. We can try this once more on a different map. Let's see what we got here. I'm just going to kill this. The game that was never meant to be, unfortunately. What do we want to play? What do we want to play? let's do... Should we do Canis? Canis can get kind of turtly. Let's just kind of scroll through what I got here. We can do Badlands. We have a suggestion for Crazy Rush. I am totally on board with this. Let's do Crazy Rush. I haven't done Crazy Rush in a while, and I like Crazy Rush. Thomas Bailey. Subs should literally be sniper boats. Should we do free-for-all Crazy Rush, or let's do free-for-all Crazy Rush? Yes.
Group formed. Group formed. Group formed. Group formed.
Every people who know your schedule know that you're streaming regardless of the title. That is correct. But YouTube Gaming now has a channel search feature where you basically stick in a game on the YouTube website or YouTube Gaming website. And if you put in a game name, it shows you all of the streams that are live playing that game. And on Saturday, usually I am the only one or like one of two. And we'll actually get quite a few viewers from over there that see, hey, there's actually people playing Supreme Commander live, and they'll click on it. So, I don't know. I would attribute the title to losing maybe 7 or 8 people that might be watching otherwise. Anyway, yes, Roke has a lag switch, and we all hate him for it. Boo. Boo, Roke. And everywhere, are you going to lag? Well, it's free for all. So, if you do lag, you won't hurt anyone if you get kicked out. So, anyway, we'll just run with it. Question Crafter, even with that title, I clicked. Well, Bring Back the Hammer is kind of an awesome title. Okay. Faf, did you die? Did you die, Faf? Oh, nope, there it is. It lives. Stop. Hammer time. Alright, let's see what we can do to not die here. Because obviously death is less than optimal. We need all the factories. I think he's the same guy that dropped before. He is the same guy that dropped before. Dang it. Alright, I gotta blacklist him. Boek drops from lobbies. Okay. What faction am I? I don't know yet. I can't click on me. And I don't know what I am yet. Okay. Well, actually, can I deduce? I'm Cybern because my background is Cybern. Yup. Okay. So, land factory for you. And we need a mechs. And we need 4 P-Gens. And we need lots of engineers. Because reasons. Petri. Dawn of War stream was havoc. It really was, because I had no clue how to play Dawn of War. I do now. Like, it took me 3 tries to do a mission, because I didn't realize that I needed to finish repairing whatever building it was before it would actually let me build things out of it. So I lost both of my engineering units at the very beginning through idiocy, and then I couldn't build anything for the rest of the game. So I was just like limping along with 2 squadrons and trying to do it, and it wasn't pretty. So yeah, that's a thing. Good lord, the network lag. It's nanotech. You know, I really do love playing these, but sometimes it is just so bad. It's like, people, if you are going to play, please sort your crap before you do anything, because it's not hard to get Supreme Commander running. It really isn't. There we go. Alright, we're running full speed. That works. That works. I know sometimes I feel like a douchebag saying something like that, but it's, yeah. 6 other people's playing time versus you lagging everyone out. It's yeah. Be the considerate person. Be the considerate person. Okay, let's walk up here. We got 2 engineers building that. We can go ahead and build some more P-gens, because more P-gens is optimal, and then more factories. Because we're going to need the mother of all spams to get this finished here. We need to start more power in the back, and we need to keep on mexing. Okay. NGs to the back. Not too far. That was a defenseless scout, and I will not stand for such brazen acts of aggression. Well, sucks to be you, man. We need all the power, and we need a T2 ACU upgrade as soon as humanly possible once we get ourselves defensible, because we need T2 P-gens, otherwise this is going nowhere. So let's get some Mantis up and running. We do have a scout, which we can kind of nose over here to see what's going on. Holy crap, 48 power in the negative. Alright, so we know what's going on over there. Okay. Good enough for me. And then we can just kind of sidle over here into the corner and hope that no one hurts us. We will need an energy storage at some point, like now. And we will need air cover at some point. Let's go ahead and throw down 2 anti-air turrets. Just so if people start sending bombers at us, they'll go down relatively quickly. That's the main goal here. I see your little factory over there. And as soon as this number gets to be something a little more respectable, we will tackle the T2 upgrade. The power stall is real. Yes, I would agree with that. Let's get some more up. Soon as that thing fills up, we're going to go. Good lord. Let's go ahead and grab our T2 upgrade here. And now we're negatives again. Crap. Simply cannot get enough power here. Let's just straight up start Viper spam. That's the thing. Okay, we're going to be 200 in the hole, but we got 720 power, so I think we can get this established. Let's go ahead and do a little harassment here. Just for the hell of it. Oh, those are Auroras. How unfortunate. Let's kill some power. Okay, you need to build P-gens. Like a madman. Okay. I do have an opponent over there, so I don't need to get completely and totally involved. But this side, I do want radar at some point. This is mean. This is very mean. But I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay. So let's go ahead and pick a few of these at random to upgrade to T2. Now that we've got all those done, we can upgrade those to T2. Let's grab, let's see, several of you guys. Let's start a factory spam. We're going to get another T2 HQ so mine doesn't get tax sniped. Sir Sharpshooter is down. Repeat, Sir Sharpshooter is down. There's my Viper complete. Let's add to a little firepower here. Nom 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 kills. Okay, so basically my guy to the right and the left has been eliminated, so I can just take my time and build up for a minute here. Let's see. Let's get a few more of these. T2. Let me walk back in here a little ways and throw down 2 more of these, and then I will get resource allocation off of that. Should I go ahead? I should go ahead. Let's do that. Okay. And you should go ahead and go for a T3. Vipers! Screw it. I'm going to go 100% Vipers. And you're going to go for bricks. And now I'm 66 in the hole mass-wise. Crap, how did I do that? By overbuilding, Brink. By overbuilding. That's how you did that. Pause, 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 pause. Pause. There we go. That looks much more reasonable. Unbalanced has been defeated. Yikes. Not good. Alright, let's do that. And we'll just kill him in a second here. Okay, unpause you, finish out the mass, the lovely, lovely mass, and then we will get resource allocation. Let's go ahead and do T3. And we need some more engineers for this. Stop you and build you. Alright, good deal. You're gonna go reclaim. So many Vipers. So ridiculous. Okay. We now own the base. We're about to start the mother of all T3 production phases here. As soon as you're done, we'll go for some resource allocation, and then we will be set. You better not stop moving. That's actually not good. Too many Vipers, not enough combat units. Crap. Come on, tanks. Come on, tanks. Get out here. There we go. That'll work. Well, hello, Vipers. Meet Vipers. I have the answer to this. Alright, now that my unit composition is a little bit better, I think we will be fine. 2,700 power income is not enough. That is for sure. Oh, good lord. My Vipers are still chasing the ACU. Holy crap. That's funny. Okay, back up. Back up. Should have had more power. Alright, well, Monkey Lords it is. From here to infinity and beyond. How much mass do I actually have per tick? That is an interesting question. I should, though, be doing that. Lots of flak. Not 100% sure that I'll need it, but it's never a bad thing to have. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. I know that we're severely stalled, but it will come back. We do have engineers reclaiming. Oops. There we go. I'm grabbing the wrong thing. I do, however, need to capture that. As soon as this Monkey Lord comes up, I think we win. Although that is a sprawling metropolis of hurt right there. Should probably get an air factory online to scout that. Just to see what's going on. Send some flak down here just for air cover. And pull back my Vipers. Alright, no matter what we see when we go down there, I think we'll be able to kill it. Because even if there is a buttload of point defense, we will be able to take it out with the Vipers. Because, well, T-Bizzle is UEF, which means potentially he could have T3 point defense online. Let's ping a scout across and see what's going on down here. There is the Monkey Lord. Alright, now that we've got that up, we're just going to, like, move all of you T2 engineers out of here. No more need for all that mass stall. Well, hello there. Well, if you didn't know that there was a Monkey Lord already, you do know now. Now's when everyone starts screaming, "Ah! Help us!" There's all of our flak. Okay. We're set up here. Set up for a win. We do have T3 factories online, which is more than a little annoying, but I think we'll have plenty to defeat it with. Let's go ahead and sick the Viper spam on these guys. We'll do T3 factories for the win. Rhinos down, Mantis over, and Monkey Lord down. Okay, good deal. Good dealio. Scout again and see what we got. Where's my flak? Where's my flak? Doing its job, that's where. The Viper spam is real. Oh, it's glorious. Oh, look! A brick! A lonely, lonely brick! And now you're dead. Okay, we got 3 T3 point defense, but no scouting that I know of. Well, there's a scout right there, but we'll just have to see what happens. Kudos to Everywhere for actually rebuilding from that. Like, that's actually kind of admirable. That's a hard word. Not really. But anyway. T3 PD rush did not work. No, it did not, good sir. No, it did not. You had best run. That's all I got to say. I'm going to assume that's the commander in the back. And we're going to go for him. Alright. That is GG, I think. One. Hello. You are now dead. Rhinos pack a surprising punch. Kaboom! 2.0. GG all the way around. Alright. That is going to be it, because I am going to get ready and go to the theater to see Star Wars. I am kind of super psyched about this. It has been a while, and I watched a couple of spoiler-free reviews, and it is getting nothing but excellent marks, so I am kind of super psyched. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. As always, do not miss out. Next week, there is going to be a full roster of casts and material. Most of it's going to be pre-recorded, and there is not going to be a live cast next week because I will be with family for the holidays. So, yeah, don't expect a live cast next week. I will be posting a game at 6 p.m. So if you want to tune in and catch the cast together and like keep refreshing for the comments section and pretend that it's a live cast, that is totally up to y'all. But whatever the case may be, I will see you guys in the next one.